Good morning. Ani ledoidi v'doidi li. That comes from the word of Elul. And if we have the 13 attributes of God's passion in the month of Elul, the Yud Gimel Midos Harachamim, then God and His Midos, His attributes are all the same, all one. So you have a great revelation in the field. Now it's not just a field, but you have different levels of the field. And Baruch is in our Avodah also. Spiritually also we have different levels in our Avodah. So there's Zeburius, the much harder earth to work on. It's not so easy to be able to plant over there. And then you have the Baininus, not too bad. And Idius is the best field. You don't even have to work on it so much. It's one of the best fields. And halacha, there's differences between each field. But you have such a unique connection to God in the month of Elul. And specifically, when it's a year of Shemitah, which in the year of Shemitah, the 7th year, which is this year also, there's a difference even in the ownership of the field. Even to a certain opinion is that God is the one that makes your produce hefker, free for all. So even if you don't do it, God does it for you. So it's not even yours. And this ownership of God is revealed in the field because everyone sees that God is running the world at that year. Because the owners or the secondary owners are now working on the field. And the people are learning more Torah and doing mitzvos and everything else. So, and if we do our work in the month of Elul, that is add in mitzvahs, add in kindness, add in goodness, add beauty in your mitzvahs, add beauty in your desires, that your desires should be much better, the desires should be towards God. And then for sure will come the day that everyone will be benched with Aksiva v'chasima teva, to be written in and sealed for a good year. The Shana Tev Mesuka Betuv Hanida Vanigla in the most revealed sense. And that's why we say Mesuka. Because Teva can mean any good. Like we know, no bad comes down from heaven. From the naked eye, you can see that what? That it's bad. But towards the end, you realize that was good for your soul. So therefore we ask, it should be Betuv Hanida Vanigla in the most revealed sense. So since it's a year of Shemitah, so when Hashem comes into the field, which we know that Hashem comes into the field every Chodesh Elul, that we know as a fact that when you are when you are in front of the king in the palace, you blink an eye or hint to someone with your fingers or anything else, you could be put to death. Because you're standing in front of a king, you don't do that. The same thing as any work. But here, when the Melech comes to the field, you can do your work, because that is the work of the field. He's coming to you. And when you know God is everywhere, even in the field, you have a nullification to God. That means God is with you everywhere in the month of Elul. There's nowhere where it is void from God. That He's with His full glory. The 13 attributes of passion are there. In the world. So, and Dafkin at time of Shemitah, which is even greater than the previous years, the other years. Because when it comes to Shemitah, the whole year is God is in the world to the fullest extent. And how's the connection to us? Because everything turns into Ruchnius. Our avodah in the field, the Ruchnius. Spiritually, just like Tefillah is instead of Karbanis, so to us. Now a person might think, if I'm connected to God, and I learn Torah and I do mitzvahs, we can look at it as during the year of Shemitah, you can look at it during the year in the month of Elul, God forbid it'll be missing. No, but the whole idea of Shnas HaShemitah and the whole idea of Elul is to add in Torah mitzvahs. If you're now working in the field, you're adding Torah mitzvahs. So that could be also nowadays in Golos, we do also add. And the Ashpah, which comes from the 6th year to the 7th year, is poyel also in Chutz La'aretz. You get a Shefa bracha. Because all brachas anyway come from Shemayim. Through Kodesh HaKadoshim. Through the Beis HaMikdash, which the windows go outwards. So by us doing our Avodah in the Chodesh of Elul, and no matter where we are, we know that Hashem is with us. And just like we can ask whatever we want, but we also have to act respectfully in front of God. And that is in the month of Elul. So Be'ez Hashem will have that Hashem will gather each and every Yid by hand and bring us to Yerushalayim at HaKodesh, Ir Chana David, the place where David rested, and we'll be in Yerushalayim at HaKodesh. That will be, since we do our Avodah, will be V'shav Avai Lekecha Shvuscha, that Hashem Himself will take us, will return. Like we know that no matter where we go, Hashem is with us. That means He is in Golus also. And a person can think, wait a second, if I learn Torah, I'm going to be missing. And also, I'm not going to have any riches. Well, we see with Shevet Levi in this week's Torah portion, Shevet Levi did not have any part of Eretz Yisrael, and does not have any part because Hashem is his inheritance. So, what does Shevet Levi get? Hashem hu nachalasai, that he gets from Beis HaMelech. He gets from the Karbanis, he gets Meiser and everything else. He gets from the Beis HaMelech, which is even greater than anyone else that's working and they don't have from the Beis HaMelech. And just like the Melech takes from the Biza, the loot that they got from the wars and everything else, the king gets, so the Shevet Levi gets from that also, because they get from the Beis HaMelech. A person might think, L'chayra, Zevulun are the rich people, and Yisachar is not. So someone can make fun of a Landin, someone that's learning Torah. Go work and make money. So we tell them, Gadol shulchancha yesem shulchanam. Greater is your riches than the riches of the whole world. And when it says shulchanam, does not mean ruchnistic results, but you get also gashmistic results. So the Eibusha shall help that let's do whatever has to be done to be connected with God. And just like Ani L'Deidi V'Deidi Li is one word. So Be'ez Hashem, it's a complete unification with God in this month. We'll have the marriage of the Yidden and the Eibusher. Take it from me Ad Mamish now. I will proclaim in the fullest extent, long live our Master, Teacher, and Rebbe King Mashiach forever and ever. Long live our Master, Teacher, and Rebbe King Mashiach forever and ever. Long live our Master, Teacher, and Rebbe King Mashiach forever and ever.